Hey, good morning, everyone. Lux. Thank you for joining me today in our overview on the Grantee dashboard. We're going to be going over how to set up your Grantee portal. As always, if you have any questions at any time during the webinar, please type it in the question section. We're going to go ahead and dedicate the last few minutes for questions and answers. So we'll be saving all of your questions for that. If we don't get to your question in time, we're going to go ahead and try to curate those and answer them offline. Okay, so let's get started here. So in this Grantee portal webinar, we're going to be answering the following questions. Where do you go to set up a Grantee dashboard? How do I add and create a template for the Grantee dashboard? How do I add, edit, and filter cards on the Grantee dashboard? How do I make my new Grantee dashboard a template? And how do I assign my new Grantee dashboard to Grantee profiles? And again, as I said earlier, there's going to be a Q&A after the overview. Okay, first, you're going to go ahead and open the Dashboard Manager. Note that you have an option of selecting New, which is this plus sign on the right, or Manage on the left. Here, we're going to go ahead and click the plus button. Now, a new pop-up menu will appear with Custom Dashboard, Shared Dashboard, and Templates as options. However, the first one that you see is the Custom Dashboard, and here's where you're going to be creating your new Grantee portal. Once you click that, you're going to be entering your new dashboard name. Use a naming convention that will determine which version you're creating so that you can keep track of all of the versions you've created over time. An example would be V1 Grantee dashboard. And then you're going to click on the plus sign next to where you named the dashboard. Right there. A new blank dashboard will appear on your screen. Now let's talk about adding generic templates to the dashboard. Here's where we're going to show you how where you can find the generic templates. If you click on the gear icon on the upper right of your screen under Admin, and then select Generic Templates, which is just under Admin, templates are going to be listed in this modal. Let's go ahead and add the Grantee portal page as the first card on our Grantee dashboard. This generic template. It explains to the grantee where he or she is and how to use the portal. So let's go ahead and add that. And you'll see it appears on your dashboard like so. We've recently hosted a webinar on templates. So if you'd like to learn more about the pages we're adding and how to create them, please check out the video recording of the webinar under our training webinar videos folder on the knowledge base. Now we're going to add another generic template to our dashboard, the information page. That's also going to be found under that generic templates modal. But now that we've added the information pages for our grantees, let's talk about the cards we're going to want to filter, such as the grant request and report cards. First, you'll go into your add card menu, and here we're going to select 3 request cards, which you'll find here. Here we've added the 3 request cards, and now we will label each of the cards. In order to do this, you just simply click on the top of the card where it says requests, and then you'll see an editable text box. You can see that I've already labeled the first one. I'm currently editing the second one, and the third one has yet to be edited. Now we're going to go over how you can filter each card so that the grantee only sees what you need them to see. This will be done using advanced filtering. You'll notice that you can set each of the cards to be pulled from different states and from which organization. So here's my 3 request cards. I have pending requests, I have revisions required, and submitted requests. I've made sure that the state of the record matches the card, and that only requests pertinent to the grantee and his and her organization will show up here. On my submitted request cards, I have some logic that will ensure certain states are not included in this card. You'll want to do this with grants cards, reports cards, and payment cards as well. Next, we're going to dive into the different advanced filters you'll want to set for each of these cards. You can see here I have 2 grant cards, one for active grants and one for closed. The filter ensures that only active granted records show for the active card, and only closed grants show in the closed grants card. Now let me briefly explain how I added a condition. I simply clicked on the green plus side at the top right of the blue box, which prompted a modal to add a condition. Then I created the condition using fields and expressions, as you can see here. As you can see here, I did something fairly similar as before. I also added OR filters, which means a record's condition must meet either one item or another item. So let me briefly explain what's happening here. For example, in the submitted reports card, I have cross-card filters enabled so that requests and reports are linked on the grantee dashboard. Then I stated that a report must be either received or approved to show up in this card. Now, keep in mind, every Flux site is different and requires different filters. So these you see here aren't set in stone. These are going to also be set up for you upon implementation or upon creation of your site's grantee dashboard. Okay, switching gears here, you'll notice that all the icons line up at the bottom of your page, left to right, in the order in which they appear in the portal, which is going to be top to bottom. So this is going to be the top all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so let's talk about sharing your dashboard as a template. In order to make your grantee dashboard a template dashboard that you can share with others, you'll need to go up to the dashboard manager, like we did earlier, and click on Manage. Now you'll notice a little cloud icon next to the dashboard that you just created, and if you'd like to manage that, you're going to go ahead and click on the cloud icon to the left. Once you do that, you'll see a pop-up screen that you'll be able to see that you could rename the dashboard if you'd like. You could also give it a description. You'll also see that there is a drop-down menu below the description box where you will choose Copy Dashboard to a Template. You will then click OK. Now others can use that same template that you created and edit their copy. However, if you do not want users to edit the dashboard, you can simply make this a shared dashboard by leaving Shared Dashboard as the selected option in the drop-down below. Okay, now that you've shared your dashboard, in order to assign your new grantee dashboard to grantee profiles, you will first need to go into your admin panel, Then go to User Settings. And then under Profiles, you're going to select the Grantee profile. Once you've done that, you'll see a series of checkboxes under Dashboard Templates. And here is where you're going to select the dashboard that you just created, which is the version 1 of the Grantee portal. And this will, once you've selected it, this will cause the dashboard to move to the top of the list. Okay, so that's going to conclude the overview. Let's open it up to some questions. Okay, the first question is, what do the different filters on the cards do? The advanced filter is an expanded version of the standard filter. It can be used to filter a card for the value of any field on that model type. So the advanced filter utilizes any of the following comparison operators in query construction. So you could use text fields, which is equals, begins with, or contains. You can filter for numeric and date fields, which are equal to, greater than, or equal to, less than or equal to, between, and null. You could also make a comparison between two or more fields where the clause conditions use the logic operators and or not. Options where the clause expressions multiple conditions grouped to return a single Boolean result. And combine conditions and expressions where you need construction of where clauses. Another question came in, do you have a recommendation on whether to use the shared versus the template for Grantee dashboard? We would recommend using the shared dashboard since it's going to be set in stone, meaning that that dashboard is going to be locked. You definitely don't want to have a lot of cooks in the kitchen when it comes to editing a dashboard for the Grantee portal. So it's just, we do recommend using the shared dashboard. Okay, we can take one more question here. And can you show us what the Grantee dashboard looks like on the Grantee shop? Sure, I actually should have done that earlier, but I have a slide here for you. Here you go. So remember earlier we talked about how the icons on the dashboard from left to right line up with how the cards are laid out on the portal from top to bottom. You can see it does that here. Okay, so again, this is going to conclude today's webinar on the Grantee dashboard, and I hope you enjoyed it. If there's any features I didn't cover extensively, we're going to be hosting trainings in the future to address these features. You may also learn about any of these features by visiting our knowledge base. So today we went over where do you go to set up a Grantee dashboard, how do I add a generic template for the Grantee dashboard, how do I add, edit, and filter cards on the Grantee dashboard, how do I make my new Grantee dashboard a template, and how do I assign my new Grantee dashboards to a Grantee profile. To learn more and access the video recording of this webinar, please visit our knowledge base at flux.io/knowledge. There you'll be able to find a list of our upcoming webinars, links to register for future webinars, and recordings of past webinars under training webinars. Or, of course, feel free to ask us at support and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks again for joining us today, and we hope to host you at our next training. Have a good day.